What can you tell us there?
Well, Joe and Shelby, again, the HICS system has been implemented regionally here in the Reno-Sparks area. I spoke with Kate Gray, who's the Director of Marketing for St. Mary's Medical Center. She did tell me the HICS system, which is the Hospital Incident Command System, has been implemented for this area. And this system hasn't been implemented in quite some time. She told me she couldn't actually recall the last time it had been in place for a mass casualty incident, which may very well be what we are dealing with here today. She said they have implemented this system before in cases like a tower outage or if some equipment failure had happened. But as far as an incident like today, this is definitely rare for this area. There have been several doctors that have ran past me, sprinting, just throwing on their jackets, and nurses throwing on their stethoscopes, trying to just run into the hospital, getting into this place to try to help any patients who are here. Again, with the HICS system, that means all staff who is currently in this building right now is going to be expected to stay and help with these patients here for the duration of the evening until they do receive the medical treatment they need. Also, extra doctors and nurses and people to assist have been called in to help. And again, I've been seeing several people running in. They're literally parking their cars, walking and sprinting into the hospital, still throwing on their uniforms and scrubs, trying to get to these patients. Again, the patients are the first priority. We haven't yet heard from Kate Gray, who is the Director of Marketing, exactly how many patients have been taken to this hospital in particular, but you have heard through other resources today that 75 about have been injured, several taken to Renown Medical Center. That is, of course, the trauma unit. So most likely the most severe patients will be taken to Renown. But again, I did see 12 ambulances come through St. Mary's Regional Medical Center. It's hard to say if all of those were from the Reno-Stead Airport. But again, we are going to stand by. Hopefully they will be finished with their briefing here in about 20 minutes, and we'll hope to learn more information from St. Mary's.
And Dina, this is obviously a tremendous patient load, you know, suddenly at the hospital. And I don't know if you've been able to find this out or not, but are they prepared to handle the number of patients that are arriving there? Can you tell that way? Do you have a sense?
I did ask Kate that. I asked her, you know, in incidents like this, what do you do to prepare, and are you prepared? And she said that's exactly why they called the HICS system and implemented the HICS program today, is because they want to make sure they have extra staff. Even if they're not expecting to see quite as many patients as Renown, they are calling in extra members of staff and doctors and assistants to come in to make sure they are prepared for the patients who are arriving. I haven't seen an ambulance come through here in about 10 minutes, so I'm not sure if the duration or the extent of the patients who are expected to come here are now here. Again, 12 ambulances that I saw with my own eyes came through, and they did call in the HICS system. So there's several staff members who are on hand to make sure they are prepared for today.
All right, thanks, Dina. Speaking